Hi everyone, it's Mark and welcome to this evening's Impact Retail Training live training session, where we're going to be talking about how to build a consistent flow of customers. I'm Mark Turnbull. I'm going to give a little introduction about myself first. This is the bit where I'd normally do the sort of housekeeping bit. You may notice on this recording, or this part of the recording, there are no other people on the call with me. There was a technical hitch on the live recording, and I've only got half of it. So what I'm doing is I'm re-recording the first half of the training and stitching the two together. I do apologise for the technical hitch. The recording should have auto-recorded and didn't halfway through, I realised. So I've only got half of it recorded. Don't worry, it is going to be great. I'm going to hopefully deliver some real value in this training for you around how to build a consistent flow of customers. It's a system that I call the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System, and it's a system that has been built up over the last 35 years plus that I've spent in retail. I began my career, for those of you that don't know me, in our family business in Alnwick. You can see in the picture at the top of your screen here. This is our old town centre shop, pre-1978. We've been in that shop since the 50s. We were established in 1880. And the shop next door, Pitt Brothers, my dad and his two brothers, Roger, Peter, my uncles, and my dad, John, bought the shop next door and knocked the two through. And below you can see the shop in the 80s when it was knocked through into one shop. And that's where I started work back in 1987 as a 16-year-old apprentice. And I've been in retail ever since. In 1996, I took control of the day-to-day running, the day-to-day marketing of the business. I wanted to grow the business. I was a young 23 or 24-year-old who was ambitious. There were things in life I wanted to do, things I wanted to achieve, and I figured that if I grew the business, I'd be able to achieve a lot of those things, which of course, with hindsight, I did, and that was great. So in 1996, the business was turning over £750,000. That's when I took over. By 2003, when my first uncle Roger retired, the business hit the £1 million mark, or as I like to call it now, the 4% club. Only 4% of UK small businesses ever hit the £1 million mark. By 2010, I was in complete charge of the business. I'd taken over the run of the business, and the business was at that point turning over £1.5 million. We'd seen sustained growth and expansion. In 2019, we got a unique opportunity to move to a new retail park. That's where I am now. I'm in my office recording this. We have Marks and Spencer's just next door. And on this side, we've got Mountain Warehouse, we've got Next, we've got Starbucks, and across the road, we've got B&M. So we're on this big retail park. We've got a big car park. It was a huge opportunity for us. We invested just over £1 million in getting the food hall open. And in 2026, it's been a huge success. The business now turns over £4 million, and by 2029, we are heading for £7 million. That's the target we've put in place. And what allowed us to grow the business essentially was the system. I didn't purposely put the system in place, but what I did is I created this system, this marketing system that allowed the business to grow. And in 2019, following a visit to the States to a Retail Success Summit, where I met my now good friends and mentors, Bob and Susan Nagan, I decided to open a new business in 2021. Bob and Susan passionately talked about the need to give back. Having acquired all this knowledge over the years, I felt it only right to want to work with other retail businesses here in the UK to give them some of the knowledge that I've acquired over the 35 years to help them effectively fast track their way to success by sharing not only my successes but some of my failures. There's lots of things I've tried. Not everything has worked, and sometimes just being able to share the stuff that hasn't worked is a powerful thing. People can avoid making the same mistakes. So that's who I am. I am Mark Turnbull, the 5th generation custodian here at the Turnbulls Northumbrian Food Hall, and the CEO and owner, founder of Impact Retail Training. And tonight I want to share the system that allowed us to grow the business. Back in January, I did the first presentation of the year, the first free live training that I do. That was all around terms, the terms on which your business operates. TERM stands for time, energy, resource, money and sanity. And that was a process, going through the process of what is it you want your business to provide for you. Once we have clarity on what we want the business to provide us with, then we can start to think about what would we have to do in order for the business to provide us with our terms. And that's where the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System comes in. It's the system that allows us to grow the business. Now, before we start, what I want to do is get you to understand, essentially, in any business, in any industry, there are only 3 ways that you can grow a business. The first way is you can acquire new customers. New customers are the lifeblood of any business. We all need them. Even the most perfect business that never ever loses a customer for whatever reason will still lose customers. People will move away. People sadly will pass away. It's inevitable that we need to bring new customers into our business. However, it's the most difficult and expensive way to grow your business, but we do need to bring in new customers. The second way that we can grow our business is through increasing the average sale. We can get each customer to spend more each time they visit our shops, or the ATV, the average transaction value, is what I like to talk about. And if we increase the average amount that every customer that visits our shop spends, we grow our business. And the third way to grow your business, this is the most powerful way, is to get more transactions per customer. Get your existing customers back more often. To explain that a little bit better, if somebody currently shopped with you, for example, once a month, 12 times a year, if we could take that to 2 visits a month, we take it from 12 visits a year to 24 visits a year, and we'd effectively double the business they did with us. So that's the third way. Only 3 ways you can grow your business. You can get new customers, you can increase your average transaction value, or you can increase the frequency with which a customer visits your shop. So now we've got a good understanding of that, we can dive into the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System. This is a proven step-by-step framework that I've put in place for independent retail shops to allow them to build a consistent, predictable flow of customers week after week. This is not a one-off tactic. This is not guesswork. It is a system that I've built, that I've put together over the years. And tonight, I'm going to introduce you to that system. There are essentially 4 building blocks to the system. I'm going to tell you, it's a circle, but there are 4 building blocks that allow us to create this wheel or this circle. That's what I'm going to try and deliver to you tonight. The first block, if you like, is that we need to give our customers a great first experience. Then we need to sign them up to our customer club. We need to capture and reward your most loyal customers. Number 3, we then need to generate rhythmic activity, events and promotions that will drive repeat visits. And number 4, we need to have our marketing pillars in place that allow us to consistently communicate to the customers on our list to make sure that we stay top of mind. Now, by top of mind, what I mean, I guess, is if somebody needs a pound of mince or a pound of bacon or sausage, they don't think, I need a pound of sausage, where will I go? We want them thinking, I need a pound of sausage from your business, from Turnbulls. I need a pound of sausage from Frank's Butchers, wherever it is. I need a pound of bacon from, I need to go to Alderson's Butchers. That's how we want to get our customers thinking. We want to put ourselves top of mind. So we're going to dive into each section. There's a lot to get through, so I am going to talk quite quick to make sure I get through it all. Step 1 is give your customer the perfect experience, the perfect first experience, because what happens in the first 30 seconds could make or break the sale and, more importantly, your relationship. That's what we're going to dive into. I want to get you thinking now, what is going through a customer's mind when they enter your shop. As a shop owner, it becomes very difficult the longer we've been in the business, because when we work there hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, after year after year after year, then we get really bad at spotting the little faults in our shop. That's what I get you thinking about. So as a customer is entering your shop, and you've probably given some thought to this, but tonight I just want to get you thinking a little bit deeper about it. But what is that customer thinking? Well, what they're thinking is, quite obviously when we think about it, is, can I trust this place? You know, they might not be thinking that intentionally in their head, but psychologically that's what they're thinking. Will anyone help me? Is this going to be worth my time? Will I be made to feel welcome here? These are the sorts of thoughts and emotions that are going through. I think about the first time you went into a shop. You might not have been directly thinking those things, but in the back of your head, psychologically, that is what's going on. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Sorry. So once we know, or once we have an idea what the customer is thinking, then we can start to think about how we can control, or the things. I talk about control the controllables, the things in life you can't control, and there are things in life that you can control. And in life, you really should just focus on controlling the controllables. So what can we control? Well, we can control the atmosphere and the visual merchandising in our shop. As people approach the shop, is the pavement clean and tidy? Is the paintwork on the building immaculate? As they enter the door, is the mat that they step onto clean and tidy? It's not frayed around the edges, or the baskets, the customer baskets, all cleaned and looking spankers. Is your visual merchandising, is your displays in the counters, are they all up to standard? What does the shop smell like? What does the atmosphere feel like? These are all things that you can control in your shop. One of the things that we do in the Impact Retail Success Club is every quarter I produce an asset, if you like, and this one is called the 7 Habits of Highly Successful Retailers, and I'm going to share this with you by email. So you will get an email after tonight's training, and this will be attached. It's a little asset that I've produced, exclusively for the Impact Retail Success Club, but now I'm giving it to everybody here. I mean, I do really appreciate you giving your time up to watch this training, and as a little thank you, I'm going to send that asset. But what I'm doing for the next quarter is for the Impact Retail Success Club members. So those of you on the call, get excited. This is going to be great. But we're going to produce an audit, a customer journey audit, customer service journey audit. And it is going to be a step-by-step. Think of going on an aeroplane when the pilot's about to take off. The pilot will have a little list, a checkbox. You wouldn't want the plane to be taken off and have no fuel, for example. You wouldn't be halfway across the Atlantic Ocean and the pilot discovers they've got to fill up with fuel. And it's, you know, they have a checklist to make sure that everything they need to do to get the plane safely to its destination has been done. And that's what this asset is going to be. It's coming in July for members of the club. But this is what you need. You need to have an audit in your business. You need to have thought through every little touch point that a customer goes through. It's a great focus day exercise if you haven't done it. But a great project to work on in a focus day. But what is every single step, every touch point that a customer will experience in their journey through your shop or your business? That's what I want to get you thinking about. Control the controllables. So we can control the atmosphere, we can control the visual merchandising, we can control the greeting, we can train our team to offer up a warm, genuine, human welcome. Think of it as, we're going to talk about this in a minute in the 6 steps to the perfect purchase. Think of it as welcoming somebody into your home. The knowledge that we all have on this call collectively is huge, and we need to share that. The knowledge that your team shows to the customers as they come through your business is a vital part of that experience. And of course, the feeling that the customer leaves with, that's all part of giving a great first experience. So, I'll put this up on the screen just to quickly recap what does a great first experience look like. I'm going to be taking you inside exactly what this looks like in your shop, but we can think about the environment, we can think about the greeting, the product knowledge, and the journey that the customer takes. We're going to deep dive into each of these now, and you're going to walk away, hopefully, I'd like to think, with a clear picture of what great looks like. And to begin that process, we're going to talk about the 6 steps to the perfect purchase. Now, the 6 steps to perfect purchase was introduced to me by my good friends and mentors, Bob and Susan Nagan, across in the States. And what I like to think that I've done is I've brought it back to the UK, and I'm sharing it here, but I've British-fied it. I need to work out what the word is. I've de-American-fied it and made it more British-like. So I'm going to talk you through the 6 steps. The 6 steps is a process to make sure that every customer who comes through your shop is given not only a great first experience, but they are given the perfect purchase. No buyer's remorse. We want every customer to leave with the perfect purchase for them, not for us, for them. That's how we're going to give that great first experience. And it starts with step number 1, greeting and establishing a relationship. So as a customer comes into your shop, we need to make sure that they are given a warm welcome. Now, I would guess there's a lot of managers or business owners watching this training, and you will do this naturally. I do get that. But we also need to work very hard on training our team to be as good, if not better, than we do it. I'm going to talk a little bit in a while about mystery shopping. We get mystery shopped once a month. Every month we get this. You can see there we're into the green this month. 80.43%. We have a company that comes in and mystery shops. We could have pushed it higher if we got our greeting right. We get 30 seconds to greet a customer when they enter the shop, and annoyingly for me, because I teach this stuff, we didn't do it. Very frustrating, but 30 seconds is what we give. Now, we are a little bit different because we are a food hall, and people could actually get all the way through the shop to the checkouts without actually having any interaction with one of the team members. It's just the way the shop's set up. But just a simple hello. I just want to talk you through some of the things. It's just a big smile because everybody's got, life's shitty for everyone, and all we need to do is make them feel a little bit better, and the easiest way to do it is just offer up a big smile and say hello. Hi there, how are you today? That's all you've got to do. A nice greeting. Think of it as welcoming somebody into your home. That's the greeting bit. Dead simple. Eye contact. Things you can train your team. Eye contact. Big smile. Simple hello. Doesn't have to be complicated. The relationship bit, establishing a relationship. This is a little bit trickier. This is something that some people do naturally and other people have to work really hard at. But once we've got the greeting, we need to establish a relationship. Now, I'll give the example of a long-standing relationship. A lady walked into the shop this morning. Helen. Morning, Helen. How are you? Great to see you. Isn't it lovely out there this morning? Spring is here. I know you'll be getting very excited Thursday. You'll be ready for the darts. Oh, sorry, you can't watch the darts yet. No, but I'll be. And I know she loves this. I know all the sports she loves. We love to have a bit of chat. I've established a relationship with Helen. How did I establish that relationship? I got to know her name. I didn't mention that on the greeting. If you know the customer's name, you need to use their name. Eye contact, smile, hi. If you know their name, make sure you use the name. Because names, when you know somebody's name, it makes them feel really special. I'm going to talk about the loyalty scheme. I get to know a lot of customers' names through their loyalty card. The name's on the screen. When we're serving them, and I don't necessarily make it false, but I'll learn the name, and the next time they come in, I can make them feel really special by using their name. So names, establishing a relationship, great way. If it's a cold, not a cold person, but if you don't know who the person is, how do you establish a relationship? Well, offer up compliments. It's a great way to start the relationship. And if they're wearing a nice jumper or a nice hat, just tell them, oh, I love your jumper, isn't that beautiful? I love the colour of that. If they've got a little baby, oh, I love your baby, isn't that outfit beautiful? Just pay compliment, oh, I love your necklace. You know, people love having compliments paid. Do this sincerely. Don't do it in a false manner. You've got to get really good at this. Natural, you've got to make it feel natural. If it doesn't feel natural, then it won't feel sincere, and it's probably better to avoid doing that. So just practice, get your team to practice this before they do it live on the shop floor. Oh, sorry, I needed that. So that's greeting and establishing a relationship. Number 2 is questioning and listening. Now, for a lot of people, the questioning and listening will happen at the point of a serve over counter. So as they approach it might be as they approach the counter, they walk through the door, we can shout hello to them. And as they walk to the counter, isn't it lovely out there today? We can do the greeting. But then we start to ask great questions. It'll start with, what is it you're after today? But we need to use the questioning and listening, one mouth, two ears. So we have to ask great questions to establish what it is they're after. It could be a roasting joint. They may have family coming. It could be a special occasion. What are the questions that lead you into finding out exactly what it is they're after? One mouth, two ears. We need to listen. Old Butcher taught me that. We need to get very good at asking great questions, but then listening to establish exactly what it is that the customer is after. Because once we know, once we've established what it is they need, we can move on to step 3, which is show and tell. And show and tell is where we start to show and tell them about things. If it's a roasting joint or a steak, for example, we could say this is a sirloin of beef, this is a rib of beef, this is a top side. And we can start to talk about features and benefits. Now, features tell and benefits sell. I just want to get you to understand that. So we may have a lovely piece of 21-day matured sirloin steak. Okay, that's a feature. Okay, so the feature tells, but to the customer, 21-day aged beef doesn't really mean much. Okay, so we need to tell them the benefit of that, which is it's been matured for taste and tenderness. By maturing it for 21 days, we allow the meat to mature. It becomes more tender and it develops the most amazing deep beef flavor. Think about how you sell the benefit. Remember, features tell, benefits sell. Show and tell. We can talk about the cooking processes. This, how long it would take to cook this piece of meat. What's the texture? What's the taste of the meat going to be like? This is show and tell. We give them some options to allow them to get to the perfect purchase. Okay, so next up, number 4. Once we've decided what they want, okay, we can close the sale. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about closing the sale here, because one of the big things or one of the big mistakes I see in a lot of shops is that people sell from their own pocket. And I'm going to talk about a piece of fillet steak. So what happens is we establish the customer wants a beautiful piece of fillet. They may be making a big beef Wellington for a special occasion. We pop it on the scale and it's 150 pounds, and that's when people start to sell out of their own pocket. Just because as an individual you may not choose, or your team members may not choose to spend 150 pounds for whatever reason. It might be they don't value that piece of meat. It may be they couldn't afford that piece of meat. It may be they would choose to spend their money on other things. But we cannot sell out of our own pocket. The customer on the other side of the counter, we do not know what they value. We do not know what they can't afford. So we need to avoid selling from our own pocket. We've established, if we've done our job to that point, if we've asked the right questions and we've listened to what it is they're after, and we've showed and told them everything about that cut of meat, then we need to be confident that we've delivered the perfect purchase. And we need to simply close the sale. Put the sticker on, do put the sticker on, close the sale. You're going to enjoy that. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Now, this is the point at which the other recording is going to kick in. I'm going to talk about fillet steak, but let's just go to the other recording now. So at some point, people will sell out their own pocket. Big fillet steak on the scale. Who are we to decide whether the person on the other side of the counter wants to pay £150, whether they can afford to pay £150? That is not for us to decide. Step number four, close the sale. If you have asked the right questions, you've listened, you've showed, and you've told, and the customer's happy with what you've got on the scale, close the sale. Done. Take the money, pop the sticker on the bag, send them to the checkouts. Say no more than you are going to absolutely enjoy that. You've made a great choice there. Just close the sale. Don't start making excuses. I'm sure it'll be fine. And it's a lot of money, isn't it? Are you sure you're happy with that? Are you sure? Just close the sale. Be confident, because when we are confident, we give a much better experience. Once we've closed the sale, we move on to step number 5. Step number 5 is the add-on. Now, I used to think the Americans were great at adding on. And what I've learned is that the Americans, and I'm sure Paddy will agree with us here, when it comes to training our team to add on, the Americans are just as shy as us Brits. But Bob and Susan taught me that great selling is great customer service. I'm going to share with you, and I do apologize to the Impact Retail Success Club members, because they must have heard this story now 6 times. But at Christmas, I took myself a beautiful joint of sirloin of beef home. I was going to have it on Boxing Day. We had turkey on Christmas Day, and I was cooking the sirloin of beef on Boxing Day. I cooked it to absolute perfection, just how I like it. It was medium rare, pinkish in the middle, sliced it. We had roast potatoes, we had Yorkshire pudding, delicious gravy. The veg was beautiful. We served it, and I went to get the horseradish sauce, and I'd forgot the horseradish sauce. Now, anyone who knows me knows that roast beef without horseradish sauce is a disaster. And the idiot that was me that got the beef forgot to remind himself, do you need any horseradish sauce? You see, great selling is great customer service. The experience of not adding on that horseradish sauce diminished the meal that I was about to have. So it's important that we add on. You need to work with your team on this. One of my good friends from the States, she had a shop in New York. She had an exercise called 3 Best Friends. And she used to train her team. She would take a standout item for us. That could be, it could be a steak, it could be a roasting joint. And she would get her team to find the 3 best friends. So if we had a sirloin steak, it might be the 3 best friends could be a peppercorn steak sauce. It could be a nice bottle of red, a nice Primitivo from Puglia, full of fruit. Or it might be some garlic mushrooms or some garlic roast potatoes. What are the 3 best friends? Because when we do the hard yards on working out what it is we can add on, then when it comes to adding on, then it becomes so much easier. We've trained the team, they know what to do. Interestingly, Simon Frank is on here, and I can't see him on my screen, but Simon was on the Impact Retail Success Club call this afternoon, and he was telling us his lamb sales were really strong over Easter, but he completely sold out of mint sauce. Tom Robinson did the same, but they got the add-ons right. Every customer who was buying lamb, do you need any mint sauce to go with that? Think about your add-ons. Do the work in advance. I can see Simon now. He's right next to Paddy on my screen. Thank you for that, Simon. So yes, add-ons. Number 6, the final step is thank you. We need to make sure they are signed up to our loyalty program. If they're not, we need to get them signed up. I'm going to talk about the loyalty program in a minute. And a simple thank you. That is the 6 steps to the perfect purchase. That is how we get people through our shops. That is how we give a great first experience. So what to train your team? We need to train ourselves, first of all, in the 6 steps to the perfect purchase. We need to live and breathe this. We need to lead by example. Then we need to train our team. There are 6 simple steps that they need to follow. We need to train them in product knowledge. We've talked about features and we've talked about benefits. Features tell, benefits sell.
We need to get them trained and thinking about upselling and add-ons, the art of suggestion. If you haven't got something, then you need to train them in finding an alternative and recommending an alternative. Handling objections with confidence, that's something else we can train our teams in. And the customer club sign-up conversation. When somebody comes to our till, we have not a script, but we're trained what to say. Are you a member of our customer club? No. How do I join? Oh, we can sign you up now. You're going to get our amazing email newsletter every week. There's going to be special offers for you. We're going to give you 200 points for signing up. You're going to get points when you shop, and those points you'll be able to convert them into in-store credit. You can cash that in at any time. You're going to get birthday gifts. You're going to get exclusive invitations to events. Who wouldn't want to be a member of the Turnbull's Customer Club? So you need to train them in how to do all of these things. How to do it? You can do short, daily or weekly team briefings. Just get a little huddle going. You can do simple videos. There are tools on the internet like Loom or BombBomb where you can screen record. You can do your own training videos, upload them, get people to watch them at a time that's convenient for you, the business, or them. Training videos, celebrate wins publicly and often. One of the great things that's working really well here at Turnbull's for us at the minute is our Employee of the Month. Now, everybody in the business has the opportunity to nominate somebody. It was a little bit slow to get going, but now we get lots and lots of nominations. And everybody who gets a nomination, there has to be a reason why they've been nominated. And everybody gets recognition. Everybody in the business who's nominated, everybody in the business gets to see everybody who's been nominated and why they've been nominated. And we have a prize for the Employee of the Month, which always goes to the one with the strongest reason. We get to pick that. But by celebrating wins publicly and often, you are in essence training your team, because people are looking at and listening to what others are doing within the business, and they're going to copy. If you've got a great team in place, they'll start to copy. They'll want to win Employee of the Month. They'll start to see what the great things people in your business are doing. But it's only by celebrating them publicly and often that you can achieve that. Next up, create a sales culture, not a service culture. You need your team not to be salesy, but great customer service. Great selling is great customer service. You need to encourage a sales culture. We know what our targets are every single day here at Turnbull's. We work to targets and we deliver that with a great sales culture, and lead by example. You have to lead by example from the top. You have to drive all of this stuff. That's how you'll achieve it. I think I mentioned, I did, didn't I? Mystery shopping. So every month we get mystery shopped at Turnbull's. We get this report. This month we were 80.43%. Annoyingly, we didn't hit the 30-second greeting. That let us down. And add-ons on the hot counter, we could have recommended a drink, but they didn't. So we're down to 80.43. I definitely recommend that you get mystery shopped, because with the best will in the world, if you're not there, you might think the team are delivering a great experience, but the reality is, how do you know they are? So what do you need to assess? I put at the top, and it's quite important, you can't improve what you can't measure, and mystery shopping does give you the truth when you're not there. So what to assess? Was there a warm, genuine greeting? Did staff ask questions to find their need? Was product knowledge confident and accurate? Was an upsell or add-on offered? Was the customer club mentioned? And would the customer come back? That's always a crucial question at the end for us. Would they come back and shop again? And I'm delighted to say that every single mystery shop we've had, we've always fared very well on that, and people have wanted to come back. Who should do it? We do use a company. It is a little bit more costly, and we get this very fancy report with a lot of information on there. That's why we pay for that. However, if you're just starting out and you're wondering how you do it, who should do it? Friends, family, and trusted customers. There's 3 examples. Now, friends and families are difficult because We definitely need somebody who's going to give us an honest and objective feedback on the retail experience. Trusted customers could be a great one. If you've got customers that you know well and you trust, you could get them to do the mystery shop. It all changes when we give them a detailed list, like an audit of what it is they're looking for. So I definitely recommend that you look to do mystery shops. You'll be amazed at what you learn. What to do with it: score every visit, track your scores over time, and celebrate any improvements that you do have. Address the gaps in training, always without blame. That's the important bit. So that is number one, giving the great first experience. There's a lot of information in there. Next up, build your customer club. Turn one-time visitors into loyal regulars who keep coming back and bring their friends. It's 5 times cheaper to keep a customer than it is to acquire a new one. 67% more is spent by loyal customers versus new customers, and 80% of future revenue comes from 20% of customers. It's the age-old rule of 80-20. That's why we should have a customer club. A customer club will give you a direct line to your best customers without paying for ads. It will give you a way to reward loyalty and make customers feel truly valued. It's going to give you essential data of who's buying, how often, and what they love. And it's going to give them, or you're going to give them through the club, a reason to come back again and again and again. That's why we've got to have it. And part of that customer club program, you should have a rewards scheme. There are different ways you can do a reward scheme. You can have a digital scheme. You can have a very basic non-digital scheme as well. You can have a points-based scheme. We offer 1 point for every £1 that's spent with us on every single purchase. People can redeem that for discounts. It's essentially a 1% discount, not a fortune, but it's amazing how it adds up. And Bob Nagan taught me redemption is addictive. Once people start cashing in their points, once they start getting stuff for free, it becomes addictive. They want to spend more with you. That's the beauty of offering a rewards club. You can't just have an ordinary credit card sized stamp card where you either hole punch, you can buy a unique hole punch, or you can just sign it or do something on there. Very low tech, but high impact. Typically, what butchers that I've worked with have done, whatever industry or whatever works for you, but typically they will reward a stamp for every £10 or every £20 spent. And when you fill a card of, say, 20 stamps, you'll get a £5 or a £10 discount. So the most low-tech, basic example, that's the easiest way to do it. Just do a stamp card. However, the digital one is, we're on digital. It's great. All the information is stored. We have a credit card. We sign people up on the screen at our point of sale terminal. It does make that a lot easier for us to do. Exclusive access. Members of your loyalty card, they'll get first access to your new products. These are the things, the low value, the low cost, high value things that we can give as rewards. Access to new products, first access to your events, to any sales you have. If you've got tastings, wine tastings have been a great one. Christmas preview evenings, invite your loyalty customers along. Birthday rewards, we give 500 points in the month of our members' birthdays. So my birthday's in May, so next month I'll be getting 500 points onto my loyalty card. That's what we get. It's worth £5. People go daft for it. And £5, it actually only costs us about £2.50. Will people try to benefit from this? Yes, they absolutely will. We have husbands and wives who sign up separately to the loyalty scheme so that they can get 2 Christmas bonuses. But it's not a problem. It's only £2.50, and they can only save the points on one card. £2.50. Yes, people will find little holes. But WWMCW, what would my customer want? That's what we are going to drive. The only cost to the customer to join your loyalty program is their email address. That is the price of joining, just one thing. That's it, no joining fees. I say no forms. If you're on a paper-based system, you may want to get them to fill a form in with their name and their email address. If you want to do GDPR, I shouldn't say this, and I am recording this. GDPR, we all know, is law, and we should abide to it. Just like driving on the motorway at 70 miles an hour is the law. And of course, none of us on this call ever go over 70 miles an hour. So GDPR, if you want to do it, pop the little box, get it all done properly. You can sign them up that way. That's how I'd do it. The follow-up, the moment you've got their email, you need to use it. You need to welcome them to the club. You need to make them feel special from day one. Send them a well-written, lovely welcome email. And remember, your email list is your most valuable marketing asset. You need to grow it every single day. The reason being, social media is great, but I hear of so many people who have their social media accounts closed down by Facebook, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, overnight for no reason. Trying to get in touch with Facebook is an absolute nightmare. And what happens is people build the whole of their marketing of their business on social media, and overnight they lose everything. That is why we need to have their email address, because we own the email address, and we take back control of how we can communicate with our customers. You need to grow your email list. So that's your loyalty club. Next up, number 3, the third pillar, we need to generate activity. I talk about the rhythmic acquisition of customers, and it's always preceded by rhythmic activity. And that's what we're going to talk about now. We need to give our customers a reason to come into our shops every single week, because activity creates momentum, momentum creates sales. Or another way of saying it is rhythmic activity creates the rhythmic acquisition of customers. If we want that free-flowing acquisition of customers, we need to have lots of activity. That's what I'm going to talk about now. The activity calendar is your roadmap to consistent footfall. Busy shops aren't busy by accident. I've learned that. They plan their activity months in advance. Every single shop needs to have monthly big events. You need to have one big event every single month. You can have seasonal launches, themed events, customer appreciation evenings. You can have tastings, demos, masterclasses. You can have charity and community events. You can have new product reveals. You can have local collaboration pop-ups. In Turnbull's this year so far, our big events, in January we celebrated Burns Night. That was our big promotion for January. In February we celebrated Valentine's Day. That was our big day. In March we celebrated, I say UK because Patty's on here and they have a different Mother's Day over in America. I think theirs is in June, ours is in March. We had Mother's Day. We had 3 big promotions in March. We had Mother's Day, we had Pie Week, and we had, what was the third one? We had a third one. It's gone. In April already we've had Easter. You've got to have those big promotions, one big promotion every single month. And then on top of that, every week we need to have weekly promotions. We can do product of the week spotlight or product of the months. We can do weekend specials like a steak night at Turnbull's every Friday night. You can do bundle deals and value packs. You can do loyalty member exclusive social media competitions, flash offers. I'm not a fan of offers. If you're going to do offers, they need to be planned out. You need to know what your objective is. But they're all the things that we can use for weekly promotions, and all the things that we can generate activity, that we can communicate both through our email and through our social media posts and through all the other marketing pillars that we're going to talk about in a minute. One big event every month, plan it, choose a theme, set a date at least 4 weeks out, build it around the season, just as we did with Burns Night, Valentine's Day. Celebrate an occasion or a trend, promote it. Use every single pillar you've got. Your email, your socials, your in-store, point of sale material, your team. I'm going to talk about your team. Use your team to promote it. Build anticipation. Execute it. Make it feel special. Decorations, samples, exclusive offers, entertainment, whatever it is, execute it well and follow up. Send a thank you to all the attendees of your events, your promotions. You can do it by email. You can do it on social media. Share pictures, share photos, invite them to the next one. That's how you do. That is how you do a monthly event. We've really got to get into this. This is not easy. I do get that. There's a lot of work to this, but that's what will grow your business. That's what I've done for the last 35 years. One promotion every week. Need to keep the energy high when it comes to advertising your business. We do not want to become dull and boring. We need to have that high energy. On top of that, the golden rule: keep it simple, make it time limited, make it easy to communicate. And the compound effect of all of this is you'll get 52 promotions a year, 52 reasons to come in. And if we add on to that the 12 big events, you've got a packed calendar that drives consistent footfall all year round. Some ideas for weekly promotions: midweek loyalty points, products of the month we talked about. We always have a pie of the month. We have a sausage of the month. We have every Friday, Steak Friday. Buy any 2 premium steaks, get a free steak sauce. We've got customer club offers exclusive to members of our loyalty scheme. We have buy one, get one frees. We have, or buy 2, get 1 frees. We have product bundles. We do all of that stuff to give us activity to promote, to get people into our shop every single week of the year. Okay, so that is number 3. Now we move on to the 4th step of the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System, your marketing pillars. Be everywhere that your customers are and stay top of the mind. Stay top of mind. Be the shop that they think of first every single time. So whatever it is you sell, whatever you are known for, when your customer thinks of that product, they shouldn't be thinking about where they're going. They should be thinking that they need to go to you to get it. That's how we stay top of mind. And that comes down to our marketing. We need to communicate all the activity going on in our shop to our customers so that we can get them back in again. It's a big circle that I talk about. Social media algorithms, they decide who sees your content. I've already touched on this, but with email, you decide. There's a 38x return on email versus socials. You need to have a weekly email going out. You need to have a weekly newsletter. I'm not sure how many people, if you put your hand up, if you're doing a weekly email newsletter, let's just have a quick show of hands. Oh dear. Patty, well, I knew Patty would be doing. Patty's a top retailer. You need to be sending out a weekly newsletter by email. Okay, that is how you're going to get 38 times better result, 38x over your socials. It's a great way to bring people back into your shop. Event invitations you can use on your email. I'll pop that up on the screen so you can see it. Promotion alerts. You can send your email out Mondays, Tuesdays, telling them what's going on in the week. We actually send ours out on a Wednesday. You can share personal moments on your email. Birthdays, anniversaries, your business birthdays, your business anniversaries, milestones. These emails get a fantastic open rate. Most people are seeing about a 35 to 45% open rate. We've got 12,000 people on our mailing list. It's powerful stuff, but that newsletter, that email needs to be entertaining, not just salesy, okay? Very important. Think of it as the emotional bank account. Stephen Covey wrote in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about the emotional bank account. And for every withdrawal from the emotional bank account, there needs to be 12 deposits. So think of course, Covey was talking about human relationships. We're talking about business to customer relationships here, but we need to give 12 pieces of value for every sale that we're trying to take, if that makes sense. It could be a free roasting guide. It could be an entertaining video on how to cook the perfect turkey at Christmas. What are the things that you can deliver, the things of value that you can put into your email newsletter? And I do get this takes time. You're probably going to have to find about 90 minutes once a week to get this right, to get that email newsletter up and going. But once you've got it, it's powerful stuff. That's your email marketing. Social media is still a fantastic way for us to promote our businesses. Often, it's quite interesting. Sometimes people get great social media traction, but I'm not convinced it always shows up in the shop. But the amount of times we pop a video on and people comment in the shop that they've seen it, it's a wonderful thing. We need to be doing social media. It is our shop window to the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You need to show the products that you sell, beautiful photos, fresh stock, seasonal displays. Let the product do the talking. But people remember, love people. So don't be frightened to get some people in with your beautiful products as well. Promote your events. Tell people about the events. Tell people about the activity in your shop. You need to use social media to deliver that message. You need to be consistent, 3 to 5 posts at least a week, and you need to be planning ahead. One of the big mistakes that I do see is people don't plan this stuff out. They are very reactive. They decide what they're going to do that day, and they just go on and do something on social media. You need to have a plan in place. This stuff needs to be thought out. We need to know what it is we're trying to achieve through our marketing. So be consistent and plan it out. Show the story. Behind the scenes works really well. People love to see the behind the scenes stuff. You can do it in black and white. If you've got production areas that don't look as nice in colour, try black and white. As I say, people engage the community, reply to all your comments, share customer posts, be human. Most importantly, be human, not a brand. Local. Make sure you tag your location, partner with other local pages. Your customers all live by, I do appreciate some of you will have online sales, but most of your customers live nearby. Make sure you reach them. Pillar number 3 is video, the most powerful content that most people on using. I really could embarrass Laura at this stage, but Laura, don't worry, I am not going to embarrass you. But Laura did an absolutely amazing video. She was absolutely brilliant. I was so proud of her. I have to say, it was great, and it went down really well with her customers. She did a new tapas range, and the tapas range just literally flew out. I did send Laura a message afterwards saying that our team probably hated her for that video because there's a lot of work to make in those tapas dishes, and she'll have kept them busy that week. Video is very powerful. I know a lot of people are doing it, and we've got Simon Frank on the call. Simon's going to town with some amazing videos at the minute. I love watching all your videos. They're really good. Some people are really good at them. But they have a bit of the Bananarama syndrome. I'm not sure if everyone knows what Bananarama syndrome is, but Bananarama were a pop group back in the 1980s, and they had a hit with Fun Boy 3 called It Ain't What You Do, But the Way That You Do It. That's what gets results. And I see this all the time in business, that people are doing the right things, but not in the right way. And it ain't what you do, but the way that you do it. That's what gets results. So I see a lot of people doing great videos, but not quite, they haven't put the thought process into it as to what it is they're trying to achieve with the video. I do give a lot of help around this on videos, but you need to be doing great videos as part of not just your social media, but also you can embed them, you can put them on YouTube, you can send them out in your videos. You can product spotlight, you can do 60-second videos showing your products, how to use it, why it's brilliant. You can do this all on your phone. You can buy very cheapest chips microphones that you can pop on and connect to your phone. No need for high-tech equipment anymore. You can go behind the scenes. People love to see stuff being made. There's this whole made in the factory sort of thing, you know, show them sausage being made, show it all the great things that you do behind the scenes. Event previews, tease your up and coming events with short clips. Something special is coming. Build the buzz for all your event previews. Customer stories you can share. You can get customers to share some of their stories, some of their favorite dishes. We've all got customers that are up for it, they'll gladly give you a glowing review on video. So lots of things we can do on pillar 3 with video. Pillar number 4, in-store point of sale material. Your shop floor is a marketing machine. We need to think about window displays because it's your biggest advert. Make sure you're changing them monthly, make them seasonal, bold and impossible to ignore. Counter cards, make sure your counter, make sure the counter is at the customer is at the till. Make sure you tell them about your customer club and what your next event is. You can have air flyers, bag stuffers printed, get it all on there. You can have chalkboards, handwritten chalkboards. I didn't talk about congruency, but when a customer is visiting you for the first time and you're giving them that great first experience, we need to be congruent. We need to send out a consistent message. We need to be on brand throughout the store. When it comes to chalkboards, make sure you get somebody who's really good at doing your chalkboards. It can be really effective, handwritten, and they've got lots of personality. You can use them for your specials. You can use quotes on them. You can have products of the day, and you can get really creative shelf talkers or talkies or small cards that sell for you. We like to put them on our bottles of wine here at Turnbull's, but you can use them to point out your best sellers, awards, origin stories, locality. We like to put talkies on that tell people it's from Northumberland. Pairing suggestions, things that people can pair with it. There's a business I found across in the States, near Detroit, in a place called Ann Arbor, Zingerman's Delicatessen. They are brilliant with their shelf talkies, but we can't be with every customer when they're looking at our shelves. If we're busy and we can't get to them, make sure that your shelf talkers or talkies are doing their job. A-boards inside and outside, digital screens. I know a lot of people have digital screens. Interestingly now, I was talking to somebody recently who's just installed a portrait television screen, because it looks like a mobile phone and everybody's used to looking at a mobile phone. So I thought that was quite interesting. But digital screens are a great in-store marketing pillar. This is the one that I want to concentrate on. Your team are your best marketers, and I would dare bet the most underutilized marketing pillar in every single business. Why are they your best marketers? They're your best marketers because your team speak to more customers in a day than any Facebook ad will reach in a week. What great teams do is they mention the customer club at every opportunity. They tell customers about upcoming events. They share the weekly promotions, both verbally and with your leaflets. They will create their own content for your shop socials. They're going to treat every single customer like a VIP. They're going to know the products better than anyone else. You've got to train them to do this stuff. You've got to encourage them to do this stuff. But your team are your best marketing pillar that you've got. They talk to more people every day than your social media posts will ever reach. Other marketing pillars to think about: Google Business Profile. If somebody types your business name into Google, it's the bit that appears on the right hand side. Make sure you've claimed it. Make sure you've updated it. Make sure it has your opening hours on there. You can put posts on there also. We've got to do this stuff. Treat it like a social media platform. That's your Google Business Profile. WhatsApp broadcasts are something that we're experimenting with. I'm not sure where it'll go, but they are becoming more popular. PR and local press still works really, really well for us here at Turnbull's. They have a lot of digital presence, the old-fashioned newspapers and publications. They have a big online presence, so still make sure you're communicating any stories, any awards you've got. Make sure you're putting it out by PR and to your local press. We had some brilliant radio coverage, Radio Newcastle. We were on last year. It was fantastic. We put a press release out to them and we were invited onto the radio show. Make sure you are putting press releases out. Partnerships with local businesses. You can have a loyalty app, or you can do SMS marketing. SMS marketing, where we send a text message to our customers, is a one that should be used sparingly. But when it's done sparingly and it's done really, really well, it can be really, really effective. I know a butcher a few years back, he could shift like shitloads of meat, shitloads of it, by putting out an SMS text on the morning of, saying we've got a special offer and it's all going to be gone, and he could just shift so much meat. But he didn't do it often, little, and don't do it all the time. That's what I'm trying to say. The golden rule I put on the bottom there is you don't need to use every single pillar, but you do need to use your pillars consistently. Choose the ones that suit your business and your customers. Then be brilliant at them. That's what we've got to do. That's what we've got to do in our marketing pillars for step number 4. So there we have the marketing pillar stack. We've got email once a week, social media 3 to 5 posts a week. We've got video 1 or 2 a week, in-store point of sale material updated monthly. Your team needs to talk to every single customer. Events 1 a month, promotions 1 a week. Tell people about them. Other pillars such as Google Business Profile that I talked about there, as and when you can. So that is the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System. I'm going to pop it up on the screen there for you now. We give the customer a great first experience. We sign them up to our loyalty program. We generate rhythmic activity. We have promotions, we have events, and we communicate through our marketing pillars to get people back into the shop, to give them another great experience, to make sure or reward them through our loyalty program, to have more promotions and events, to communicate and to bring them back in. It's a big circle. That is what the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System is. That's what gets rhythmic acquisition of customers into your shop. So what could this mean for your shop? Well, it could mean a shop full of happy, loyal customers who all know you by name. Those videos are great at making you a celebrity in your own business. You need to become a celebrity in your own business. I've said this for the last 20 years, but the videos are a great way of doing that. The social media posts, your email, people get to know who you are, become a celebrity in your own business. A customer club you can have that's grown week by week, building your database. You need to have a scorecard. You need to make sure that on your scorecard, customer club signups are on there. You need events that create buzz and a community. Your shop needs to have a community and consistent footfall. That's what you could have. Marketing events that run like clockwork, or marketing that runs like clockwork, not last minute panic. You can have a team who are proud, who are motivated and trained to sell. You can have a business that grows month on month, year on year. This isn't a dream, it's a plan, and the plan is the Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System. I'm going to just quickly tell you about the Impact Retail Success Club. If you've enjoyed what you've heard tonight, if you want to learn a little bit more about it, if you're interested in joining a community of retail business owners, then perhaps the Impact Retail Success Club may be for you. I'm going to briefly introduce it to you. It's a coaching program. It's your guided, supported step-by-step journey to implementing the full Entrepreneur's Retail Marketing System into your business. This is not a course, it's not a seminar, it's a coaching program. That's what it is. The Impact Retail Success Club Group Coaching Program stands for Independent Retail Success Coaching, group coaching program designed exclusively for independent retail shop owners just like you. We have monthly group coaching sessions 3 times a month, we go online on a Zoom call just like this, and people have access to myself. And we've had a great call today, thoroughly enjoyed it. Some of the questions that I get on the calls, honestly, they are so powerful. Nigel Alderson, we had a great conversation around a question that Nigel asked last week. Very, very powerful question today. That's the sort of thing we get up to on the calls. There are done for you templates. I mentioned this template here. This is, you're all going to get a copy of this. This is the 7 habits of highly successful retailers. It goes out to all Impact Retail Success Club members. You're going to get this as a reward for joining me on the call tonight. What do successful retailers do? What are the 7 habits? They run promotions. They post on social media. They build their lists. They send one interesting email every single week. They use video. They train their teams, and they complete their scorecards. Lots of information. Look out for that. But I provide people with these lovely little tools every quarter now. I am sending out a marketing tip for every single day of the quarter. You get 3 months worth of ideas for every single day of the quarter. That's all part of the club. That is the done for you templates. There is a community of like-minded retailers. We're all positive-minded, forward-thinking, growth-minded business owners. We've got farm shops, we've got butchers, we've got all sorts on there. Neil the jeweler, we've got. You get measurable results. We track your progress and we celebrate your growth, which is something we don't do enough of here in Britain. We don't celebrate success enough, but we do that in the Impact Retail Success Club. To know that your investment is working. What members experience in the program? Clarity. Clarity is very important. So many business owners do not have clarity. They've kind of lost sight of what it is their business should be providing them with. We talk about terms, the terms you operate your business, the time, the energy, the resource, the money, the sleep or the sanity. What are your terms for your business? We like to get clarity on what that is. Confidence. I used to avoid marketing. Now I look forward to Monday emails and my monthly event. That's where we're taking people. Community. The group gives me ideas, accountability, and friends who truly get what it's like. There is a great community on there now. We've got a great group. Consistency. My football's never been more predictable, and that's peace of mind. That peace of mind is priceless. So anyone who's interested, anyone who's enjoyed what they've heard on this live training session tonight, you're going to get all the slides, by the way. You're going to get an email. You're going to get the 7 habits of highly successful retailers. You're going to get the slides that I've been showing you tonight, and you're going to get access to half a recording. I may go on and try and stitch the first half together so that you get the full picture. I'm sure I can work out where it started and stick something on the front end. I will try and do something. You're going to get the recording as well. But this is something, if you've enjoyed what you've heard tonight and you're interested, then also in the email, there's going to be a link to book a call, or you can go to impactretailtraining.com. There is in the top right-hand corner, book a call. There's a little button you can press and you can go on there onto my calendar and you can book a call with us. It is by invitation only, the Impact Retail Success Club. So we have a 30-minute chat. I want to make sure that you're right for the club. And of course, you want to make sure that the club is right for you. So it's a bit of a two-way thing. We are positive-minded. We are growth-minded. We want, I can't say arseholes on the call tonight, but we don't want any arseholes in there. We want positive, growth-minded assholes, I think, in America. Is that right, Paddy? We have a slightly different terminology, and I'm sorry to be so crude, but I want positive-minded, growth-minded, success-focused people. And if that's something that interests you, please go on there, book a call, drop us an email, reply to an email. I'll get in touch. We can have a call and see what the fit is. Now, I'm going to go, I haven't been watching the chat. Paddy, sirloin, Yorkshires, horseradish, we're coming to your house for the holidays. Yes, Paddy, if you come, I will make sure I remember the horseradish sauce. I will not be the idiot that forgets to make the recommendation. And Paddy, thank you for your kind words. And I'm so pleased that you attended. It's great to see you. and I hope everything's going okay. I know Patty had a bit of a setback. I hope you don't mind us mentioning that. She was selling her business, and another arsehole pulled out right at the last minute. Anyway, I hope, Patty, is everything going okay? Perfect, that's what I like to hear. You're always smiling as well. I've got a great photograph of Patty in the background. Sorry, do you remember that one, Patty? That was us in Chicago, standing on the skywalk with Ryan, myself, Patty, Ryan, and Todd. Patty, thanks for joining. Joe, this has been Gold Dust. That's Joe Soleria. Joe, I'm pleased you're on the call. I will stitch it together so you can get the recording. And for members of the Impact Retail Success Club, I am going to do a training video that will sit on the members area amongst all the other videos, all the other resources that you've got on the members area, of me doing a training session of the 6 steps that you can sit your staff down, and I will talk to the video and you can sit your staff down and they can watch us. That's going to be a useful little tool on the members area. Other than that, I've kept you 6 minutes than I meant to keep you. If there's any more questions, I'm happy to stay on here for as long as it takes. If not, if you're interested in joining the Impact Retail Success Club, we'd love to have you as part of this exciting community. Make sure you get on and book a call, and look out for the email. It should be with you in the next 10 minutes with your 7 habits on there. Tomorrow I'm going to be sending you a link to the recording and a copy of all the slides. Is there any more questions? Don't think. No, everyone, take care. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that's been worth your time. I do appreciate you taking that time out from a busy week and joining me. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.